It's Ash Wednesday, which marks the start of Lent. It's a time for the faithful to examine what separates us from the Lord and to remove those things out of our lives in order to grow closer to Christ. The Augustine Institute is here to help thanks to the launch of Heart of Prayer Lenten series. It's designed to explore the beauty and power of a deeply lived prayer life. Joining us now is Dr. Scott Hefelfinger, an associate professor at the Augustine Institute Graduate School of Theology. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Now, first, can you tell us about Heart of Prayer and how the Lenten collaboration with the National Eucharistic Congress came about?
Sure. Yeah. Heart of Prayer is a new video series that we have. It has 8 episodes featuring Bishop Andrew Cousins, who guides us through a study on prayer. And the way I think about it is it's almost like your own personal retreat with a retreat master who's very wise, practical, and gentle. So a beautiful opportunity here. We've been collaborating with the National Eucharistic Congress for a while, and they had the idea of doing a series on prayer, and we wanted to make it happen. We turned it into a beautiful retreat for guests. And then we wanted to open up that retreat to the world with this new video series that we have, which also has an accompanying digital download, a study guide to take you through this study on prayer.
Now, as you mentioned, the series is hosted by Bishop Andrew Cousins of the Diocese of Crookston, Minnesota. Now, he says that the greatest love and peace can be found in prayer. How will the series help us develop our prayer lives, especially during this time?
Yeah, so it's a great connection for me. It was about 25 years ago, actually, that Father Andrew Cousins taught me something about prayer when I began a year of serving with Net Ministries. And here we are 25 years later, he is teaching us about prayer. And I think some of the beautiful ways that this can help us is in his wisdom, he unifies the teaching of Scripture with his own personal experience and the experience and teaching of the saints on prayer. And so we can take that in as participants and learn from these great sources. And he meets us wherever we're at in prayer, and it's very practical in that it deals with our emotions and the sufferings that we might experience and how to integrate this into a life of prayer. And so out of the many resources out there on prayer, this one is particularly holistic, considering so many aspects of the human person, so that this Lent we can really delve into prayer and draw closer to the Lord in this way.
And can you just expand a little bit on that point? Why is it so important to participate in this series during the season of Lent?
Well, one of the 3 pillars of our Lenten practice is prayer. So we're familiar with prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. And prayer has such a central place. It's actually the primary one of these 3 practices. And so the season of Lent is a time to recommit to prayer, and to have Bishop Cousins as a personal guide is a way to enrich our own lives of prayer, and through that to draw closer to Christ, which is what we want to do in this season of Advent. So it's a beautiful resource for teaching us about prayer, for uniting ourselves to the Lord, especially in this time of the Church's year dedicated to prayer.
Dr. Scott Hefelfinger, thank you so much for sharing more about this with us.
Thank you for having me.